Bitcoin Wall Street's new toy. Big companies are buying up Bitcoin. Like, a lot of Bitcoin. They're not just dipping their toes in the water, they're diving in head first. Think Tesla, MicroStrategy, even Square, they're all part of the Bitcoin club now. But here's the kicker. They're not using magic beans or monopoly money to buy this Bitcoin. They're using the same boring financial tools they use for everything else. Stocks, bonds, you name it. It's like using your grandma's retirement fund to bet on a horse race. These companies are playing a high-stakes game. They're betting that Bitcoin will keep going up, up, up. But what happens if it all comes crashing down? Spoiler alert, it won't be pretty. Playing with fire. The risks of Bitcoin. Remember the 2008 financial crisis? Yeah, nobody wants a repeat of that. But guess what? This Bitcoin frenzy is starting to look eerily familiar. When companies borrow tons of money to buy a risky asset like Bitcoin, it can create a bubble. And bubbles, as we all know, have a nasty habit of bursting. If the Bitcoin bubble bursts, it could send shockwaves through the entire financial system. That means your retirement savings, your mortgage, even your checking account could be at risk. Fun times, right? The feds are watching, central banks and the Bitcoin threat. The bigwigs at central banks around the world are starting to sweat. They see what's happening with Bitcoin, and they don't like it one bit. Central banks, like the Federal Reserve in the US, are responsible for keeping the financial system stable. But Bitcoin throws a wrench in their plans. See, Bitcoin is decentralized. That means no single government or institution controls it. And that makes it very difficult for central banks to do their jobs. The future of money, a balancing act. So, what's the solution? It's complicated. Governments and regulators are scrambling to figure out how to deal with Bitcoin. Do they try to regulate it? Do they ban it altogether? Or do they just sit back and watch the show? One thing's for sure. The future of money is up for grabs, and it's going to be a wild ride. Buckle up, Buttercup.